That such a Dronacharya existed in Kerala and played with us is a matter of great pride and fulfillment for thousands of us. It is impossible not to give this tradition called NDS a tribute. Each one of his numerous students will have his own story to tell, possibly more interesting and more touching, for he was a man of many parts. When he said that tennis was his first love, it was difficult for us to accept it. That he played hockey well looked like an ancient story. That he had a role in the college NCC was news for us. That errant boys and girls at Skvc ran away at his "Why are you here?" could well be imagined. That he edited textbooks for the Calcutta University, gave talks on the All India Radio, was the director of the Shankaracharya University after his retirement from Skvc, a teacher par excellence on and off the field, may all be only an inadequate portrayal of one man, one who always said and believed like Ulysses, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. No surprise then if my friends who played before me, with me, or after me on the grounds of Skvc find this piece inadequate and failing in giving a full picture of a life that was lived solely for his students. A greater canvas is required to paint one who lived his life king size. Under NDS, it must be said that the Skvc cricket tradition ran from one decade to the next, for this tradition called NDS left indelible impressions on the leaves of the book called Life for all those who have been a part of it. The proof for this is the old Students Association and the Guru Dakshina given to him on his 84th birthday in Dubai by his ex-students. The NDS Stadium, which came up with the efforts of his students, stand as a colossal testimony to his never say die spirit and dreams. It takes grit, man, he would say, to do something in life. Decades back, in order to emphasize some point, he had dramatically knelt down on the Skvc ground, picking up a handful of sand and letting it slip between his fingers with the words, "Even the last grain of sand here will speak of a tradition." We didn't dream then that a day would come when his mortal remains would be brought to this very ground of which he was a part. As he was placed on the pavilion of the NDS stand, thousands thronged to pay obeisance to this great soul. As he lay peaceful in his coffin, eyes a little open, it seemed he could see you. Was he closely observing you and telling you that nothing missed his eyes? Or was he telling you that the last ball had been bowled and the game was over with no resume or post-mortem to follow? Much to his taste and character, he would prefer putting his best foot forward, gearing up for the final journey, taking life and death in his strides and telling us the lines from his favorite poem, Tennyson's Ulysses. "Come, my friend, it's not too late to seek a newer world. Push off and sitting well in order smite the sounding furrows, for my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. It may be we will touch the happy isles and see the great Achilles whom we knew. Though much is taken, much abides, and though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield." Sure enough, he was watching you from his coffin and reading your mind as usual and asking rhetorical questions that gave birth to new possibilities, followed by answers you groped in the dark for. The time for the final Thanksgiving loomed large in the air, along with a dark cloud in one corner of the all-witnessing sky. It had drizzled early on in the morning. A makeshift pendule had been quickly placed above him by students as a precaution to the rain. But he had told us years back not to roll the mat if a cloud appeared at that end of the pavilion. It would not rain. Sure enough, it didn't rain. Thanking or repaying this man who came from Nurni Gramam of Palakkad district had always been difficult, and if his students told him that they didn't know how to thank him for all that he had done for them, he would just say in his inimitable style with that endearing chuckle of his, "Then don't thank."